2, 1.
Boy, are we glad that we made it to Friday.
Yes, very glad to be here. The weekend eve.
Yeah.
Or for some people, already started the weekend. So yeah, if you guys are off today, checking us out, we appreciate that. This, of course, is KSAT News Now, streaming from our newsroom, and it feels a little bit like a Friday, though. It's a little bit kind of quiet in here.
One second, can you hear me now? Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
You sound like the Verizon
Can you hear me
commercial. Remember that guy? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Well, yeah, if you guys are checking us out, thank you very much for spending some time with us. We, of course, are streaming on all of our digital platforms and also podcasting as well, so make sure to check that out.
We have a lot of news today. We have the latest in Brittany Griner's trial in Russia. Also, Uber, there's developments there. They're being sued, and we'll tell you why and by who.
All right, and the fight to protect abortion rights in the U.S. House taking center stage there. But first, a local health scare.
Yeah, so for months now, health officials have been tracking the monkeypox outbreak worldwide, and it has now made its way to Bexar County. Metro Health says 2 people have tested positive here in San Antonio for monkeypox.
Both are in isolation, and their close contacts have been notified by Metro Health. As far as the community threat, local health officials say that remains low.
Doctors say the symptoms for this viral disease can be confused with rashes caused by herpes and syphilis. But other symptoms include fever, chills, headache, muscle ache, swollen lymph nodes, exhaustion, and backache. So those are pretty general, but the big thing, if you see a rash, if you have an unexplainable rash, then maybe it could be monkeypox.
Yeah, definitely want to get that checked out as soon as possible. So it can be spread through close contact and by sharing body fluids. Although isolation is required, monkeypox usually does not require any hospitalization. And currently, Texas now has 42 cases of reported monkeypox.
But again, the good thing is that the threat here in San Antonio is still low. All right, so it doesn't matter how many 5 stars a driver can have when you're talking about rideshare.
Yes, getting in a car with a stranger is always a risk, especially because you don't know this person.
Yeah, it's always scary. And now more than 500 women claim they've been sexually assaulted by Uber drivers.
Yeah, some very serious claims here. The lawsuit here was filed this week, in San Francisco, and claims that women across multiple states were sexually assaulted, kidnapped, sexually battered, stalked, harassed, and some even raped, and others falsely imprisoned by their Uber drivers. Very scary there.
Yes, but just 2 weeks ago, Uber released its second safety report based on incidents from 2019 to 2020. That report states that sexual assaults decreased by 38%, but obviously we're still seeing a big issue with this.
Yeah, I don't think obviously there's a lot of claims here, but with this amount of claims, it's hard to believe that many of these are unfounded. Uber also reporting that it received more than 3,800 reports that range from non-consensual kissing to a non-sexual body part to non-consensual sexual penetration or rape.
So what can be done? Well, Uber says their drivers are considered independent contractors and not employees, which is why they say they can't be held responsible. They have, however, added safety options over the years, which include screening the drivers once a year, as well as when they're first hired, but obviously that is not enough. Look, let me just ask you this, RJ. We usually round up those numbers, but I want to be clear. The reports that they've received for these non-consensual, the rapes, 3,824. That is a huge number. When you've ever gotten any ride share, have you been harassed, asked about if you're dating anyone, have felt uncomfortable because of how they were talking to you?
No, the only time that I felt a little uncomfortable was after a night out, and actually it was more of a concern over the way that the driver was driving.
Yeah.
Because we were in a group, and he kept turning back. We were on the highway, and he kept looking back and to kind of conversate with us. But as far as any of these other types of claims, me personally, obviously, have not had anything like that.
Okay, well, this is something very serious because it happens, and I think women can probably say it happens more often than not. I have been in Uber, and within a minute or two, already asking, are you dating anyone? Do you have a boyfriend? Why are we talking about this in an Uber with a driver that I don't know? And again, I don't care how many stars you have. It is uncomfortable. I'm sure you don't get asked those questions.
No, I have never been asked any of that, but I could imagine that it makes things very immediately awkward and uncomfortable. and
risky.
And that too. And you would think that these are some of the safest ways to rideshare, Uber and Lyft, and to hear of these claims and this lawsuit is very scary.
More than 500 women. All right. So in other news, the
Yes.
House of Representatives, they're going to be voting on 2 bills that would protect abortion rights. We know that has been a big topic for the last few months now.
The Women's Health Protection Act of 2022 would make Roe v. Wade a federal law, and the Ensuring Access to Abortion Act would protect a patient's right to travel for legal abortions.
So ahead of the vote this week, one case in Ohio has been getting a lot of attention. You've probably already heard of it. A 10-year-old was raped and traveled to Indiana to get abortion. So again, having to cross state lines there. The doctor in this case is also being investigated.
Democrats are pointing to this case of an example of how severe the fallout has been because of Roe versus Wade, and basically, this is one of the reasons here.
Yeah, both bills are expected to pass the House, but not necessarily the Senate, which is split 50-50 by both parties. But if they pass, the Senate would then land on, this bill would then land on the president's desk.
Yeah, and of course, right now, likely not to pass because of there with the Senate and how that is split. But I think, they've given the option for the states now to make their own abortion laws, but to be able to restrict someone from traveling to go get this process if they are financially capable to do it, I mean, that to me seems like a stretch, honestly.
And I mean, this is something that lands in the hand of your elected officials, which is why always it's been important to vote. But, now more than ever, right? A lot of people are upset, both sides, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot to it. And unfortunately, when it comes to clarity, that is what's needed. And we've talked about it, how confusing these changes can be. Does this affect different contraceptives? We had a story about it earlier this week, but we'll keep you updated with that as developments come.
All right, speaking of developments, we have some new ones overseas in the case of WNBA star Brittany Griner, the Texas native there who's played in WNBA for a long time. In court today, her lawyer gave the Russian court a doctor's note recommending that she has used cannabis to treat pain, which is something that a lot of people do use.
And if you remember, she was traveling back to Russia, and that's when they discovered the hash oil in her luggage. So we know Griner pled guilty last week to possession of the drug in her luggage as she left the Moscow airport back in February. She's been detained in Russia ever since.
Yeah, this has been an ongoing thing here. The permission for the cannabis was granted by the Arizona Health Department, where she played for the Phoenix Mercury. That was her team in the WNBA. Now the former governor of the state is joining efforts to get Griner home.
So I want to add here, her lawyers also submitted tests that Griner underwent as part of an anti-doping check, which didn't detect any prohibited substance in her system. So that's important to note. Bill Richardson is also a former ambassador to the United Nations and helped negotiate the release of many Americans detained in foreign countries. So that could be, that's what they've been pushing for her to be released or for there to be an exchange.
Yeah, that's right. And Griner's next court date is set for July 26th. And you brought up a great point there. Brittany Griner has played in Russia for years. I mean, this is not the first time. This is not the first time an American has gone to play in Russia, or even, Olympics as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of international travel that comes through with this, and to continue to keep her held up in jail, you definitely can see sort of the political kind of pawns in this whole back and forth.
So still a lot to unfold there. Her next hearing is scheduled for July 26th, so we'll see what happens with that.
Okay, switching gears a little bit. Maybe you have, like my Jeep is an automatic. No, it's not. It's a standard.
Oh my! How embarrassing.
My Wrangler, yes. I drive the old, so I gotta always switch gears all the time. And yes, my Jeep is
I see what you were
a
doing.
bit of a gas
You were literally switching gears, but he didn't even know. Let me help you out here. There's free gas in Bernie. You heard it right. City Hills Church in Bernie will fill up your tank this Saturday until funds are on empty.
All right, this is really cool here. So lead pastor Mitch Rose says they want to bring hope to people because it's been a very tough season for a lot of people where many have had to choose between groceries and gas. Obviously the essentials here, maybe you have to scale back on a lot of different things.
Oh yeah, inflation is definitely hitting everyone hard. So if you're in the Boerne area on Saturday, here's the address that you want to write down. 369 South Esser Road. So 300 block of South Esser Road. That's an Exxon, and it's near the corner of Highway 46 and Herf Road in Boerne. They'll start pumping at 9:30 a.m. and will be there until 11:30 a.m. So you have 2 hours, unless these funds are exhausted earlier. And I mean, when you're talking about free gas, yes, it has gone down, but there are still people struggling. And I can assure you that there will be long lines for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think a year ago we were looking at about $2.85 in gas or something like that. So even though it's gone down by about 40 cents, I pumped this morning at $4.05, and I was like, oh my God, this is
$4.05?
yes.
What? Walmart the other day, I think had it for like $3.88 or $3.70.
Oh my God, what Walmart are you going to?
The one off Austin Highway. Yeah, the one off Austin Highway.
I need to hit that one up. But yeah, great things here that this Pastor Mitch Rose is doing for the community there. So hopefully they get a good turnout. And again, you may be in a little bit of a line for a while, but hey, this is all for a good cause.
Man, I remember taking road trips left and right last year, and then now I'm like, I won't even go to Austin right now. I'm like,
to and from home.
Pricey.
To and from home.
It is pricey. There is
that,
no
and then, I mean, we bring up the heat. I
was
don't
very
want to
excited
be
about
in my
405.
car because it takes forever to cool down right
It
now.
does. Yeah, the AC is getting a lot of work out. 14 days in a row, guys, 100 degrees plus, right? Today we may break that streak.
Thank goodness. Yes,
know how I feel about
yesterday
traveling
evening
today.
felt really nice.
It did
Around like
after the rain.
8 or 7-ish.
It did. It felt great. And then this morning felt pretty good. We actually dropped below 80 degrees. So that was a really good start. Now, yesterday the rain was plentiful for some, not everybody. I know if you're on the east side of Bexar County, east side of San Antonio, if you're in New Braunfels, you didn't get much rain. I know that's frustrating, but if you were on the west side of Bexar County and San Antonio, boy, the numbers were fantastic. You know, 2.5 inches in Divine, 2.6 in Pearsall. I'm going to point out down here in the corner of your screen, Victoria, they've had flash flood warnings this morning. They've picked up nearly 4 inches of rain. We'll go a little bit close to the airport. Nothing, nada. New Braunfels, nothing. Boerne Stage up there near Boerne, about an inch. Lotus, nearly an inch. So it really was kind of the west side of San Antonio that was the big winner yesterday. And it looks like rain chances today aren't as good. We still have a small chance, but nothing like yesterday. And now with the airport still stuck at 5.11 inches, we're nearly 13 inches below average. That's pretty incredible. The drought, I mean, this is about as drought as it gets, and it looks like it may get a little bit worse before it gets better. Radar still showing that heavy rain down there around Victoria. They still have flash flood warnings in effect there. And some of these showers are trying to creep further to the north and west, slowly but surely. So places like Cuero and Yorktown, Kennedy, you may see some showers and storms here over the next hour. Will it make it to San Antonio? That's the big question. I think at least a few of them may try to make a run for San Antonio this afternoon. We're still only going to put in a 10% chance of rain. So if you missed out yesterday, there is a small opportunity for it today, and then most of this dies down this evening. And we get clear skies probably over the weekend. Right now, it's pretty nice out there. 87 degrees, north-northeasterly winds at 5. That's an important wind direction because we know there's some slightly drier air or maybe slightly cooler air trying to work in from the north and east. So temperatures, as I said, probably stay sub 100 today. 88 in New Braunfels, 83 in Kerrville. A lot of 80s here across Bexar County right now. We'll be in the 90s here soon, and it will get into the 90s today. But we're thinking 97 for a high. Rejoice. Sounds so much better. 10% chance of rain into this evening, and then 80s tonight with mostly clear skies. If you have plans to be out and about tonight, it's going to feel a little bit better than the previous evenings. You know, it felt like we were in an oven there for a while. Saharan Dust, we got to talk about that real quick. It does make a comeback. Saturday into Sunday, I think you'll really notice it Sunday. You know the drill here, hazy skies, folks with allergies can get to you. Nice sunrises and sunsets. So Sunday into Monday, that's when we'll see some of that dust coming through. Otherwise, it's back to the triple digits. Yeah, we know this. We know how this goes. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Another small chance on Tuesday, but nothing big, guys. I mean, this has been kind of brutal to watch. Yesterday was really a nice change to be able to use the radar and see some good downpours. I hope that maybe August brings something, the tropics brings something at some point.
Look, I will say
Look of
that
defeat.
although it is a small break, yesterday I was at La Gloria and we decided to sit out in the patio, and it was nice, just with a fan.
Yeah.
Days prior, you could not. Like, it literally still felt like an oven. So this is, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a mini front that came through. Those gust fronts, they act like little mini fronts, and it just cooled everything down, and it was
great.
felt so much better.
Yeah. Even just the smell of it coming home on our way back, because I know we live pretty close to each other. I was like, oh my God, there's actual rain.
I thought I was going to miss
coming in
out.
here.
I got like
Yeah.
6 drops, and then another little cell developed right behind that, and so I got about 1/10 of an inch at my house, and I will take it.
I don't think I got anything around my area, but I did notice some droplets on the windshield.
Yeah.
Dried, obviously.
Yeah.
So now I
Wasn't
just need a car wash.
wasn't as much as we hoped, but it was something.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Thank you, Justin. Thanks for the good news.
Some good news there. I know. Yeah, it's been tough here. I'm a little on the fence because I was like, you know what? We're so close to the streak. Might as well just break it. No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, break what? Like,
The streak of 100-degree days. I was like, might as well just get there because we will. I think we're at 14 or 15 now.
Yes.
Yeah. So the streak would be 22. I'm all about breaking a good streak.
okay.
just laughing.
He's like this guy.
All right, hey, you know what? The Spurs need to break a losing streak in Vegas. All right, we have a bunch of young guys here, and they've been playing like a young team. They're 0-4
What
right
does
now
that
in the
mean?
Vegas Summer League.
They're playing like a young team.
A lot of mistakes, a lot of things that need to be worked out. But this is why you play Summer League. So they're playing their final game tomorrow, Summer League game against the Grizzlies. It's going to be on ESPN.
You know,
So-
I will say that I just enjoy when people not on this team say we. We still.
You know what?
we-
I feel a kinship with them, a bond. I want them to do well. I want this to be a
No,
horrible
of
team.
course, absolutely. We love the Spurs.
Yeah, so that game is taking place tomorrow in Vegas, so make sure you check it out, and hopefully we can come back with a dub. Silver and black. Go Spurs,
right.
go. Por vida.
Por vida. Lovely. We will see you, I was going to say tomorrow, Monday at 11 a.m.
Saturday.
Remember, free gas in Bernie. If you missed the details, they're on KSAT.com. Have a safe weekend.